So, what was your experience from doing Samyama? And how was your experience for first time visiting India?
The first time visiting India was kind of, I feel at home in that climate,
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Like the warmer climates. It's been the same feeling when I've been going to Morocco, and especially the cultural things as well, how people live in a certain aspect. Because a part of me is from there,
Yeah.
but I've never experienced it at a young age. So it's been a very warm feeling in that sense, and very fun. And it's very different also. Like some things, I noticed that if you standing in the line, you have to really push yourself in the line if you want to get help, or if you want to check in at the airport. Even when I was flying the last flight to India, I was standing at the counter. Someone walks beside me, stands in front of me. Yeah, that is, and the service lady said, "Well, excuse me, sir," but she kept helping me anyways.
Exactly.
But the Samyama program, it was. I didn't have any expectations going into it, really. That's what they usually say. Don't have any expectations when they, even for Shunya in engineering or Balaspandana. But people talk about. I heard so many people talk about Shunya and Balaspandana, about experiences and whatnot. So it's kind of difficult to go in with a blank mind. But for Samyama, I tried whenever I heard people talk about it, it's like, please don't talk to me about the program.
Okay.
I didn't do any Googling or anything.
That's the only way to.
But I would say my approach to the program was just to go in as empty as possible.
Okay, good.
And I think that was very helpful for me. My experience of it was like, it started settling in a couple of days after, especially when I got back to Sweden, because I went back to Sweden 2 days after. That there were so many internal walls that were just colliding in front of me. There were certain things that were happening that felt like a crisis, and I went into an emotional state where I was like, wow. I just got to a point where I felt that I didn't even want to eat, because I felt so emotional about it, and that it felt uncomfortable. But as the days progressed, I started to come more to an acceptance about it, and I realized that, okay, these things have to happen the way they want to do. And it's been going that way ever since. And I don't try to interfere so much with it. I just try to go with it. And I see that there are a lot of things happening within me and also around me that I can't put words to. So I would say that it's still an ongoing process, but it was not something that I could really grasp.
Okay.
When I was there, it kind of falls out afterwards. But it's a beautiful experience, and the program in itself was quite amazing in many ways, and it's definitely one of the greatest things that I've ever done for myself, if not the greatest.
Are you looking forward for visiting the ashram again?
Yes, definitely, because I didn't get to spend much time there. I was there for 9 days, but 8 of those days were in silence inside program.
You said briefly you got an opportunity to go and sit there in Dhyanalaya.
Yes, I do.
So how was that experience?
I find it difficult to put words to it, because I don't like to examine things too much. I like to just try to see them for what they are and just experience. But I found that it was definitely something there that was touching me. Can't say what it was, but I would definitely like to go back.
You felt sit in its presence again. You felt an energy.
Yeah, something surrounding me.
Yes.
But something that I felt after Samyama also is that I spoke to another person who participated in the same batch as me, and we both said it to each other that sometimes when we're doing sadhana or yostar, it's like we're still there, you know?
Mhm.
Like if I close my eyes sometimes when you sit, it's feeling exactly the same way as I did in the program at that place. So like the physical space is still with me somehow, you know? So that's been an experience that's been quite profound for me. And that's something that I've experienced a couple of times before. Like it felt like I've been in the Analinga or the ashram, even though I never been there.
Mhm.
So when I got there, it kind of felt familiar as well. But the ashram in itself, I found that was incredible, to be honest. It was like a small town. You're very intensive, and you see people doing sadhana all over the place. And I was just thinking to myself, if someone I knew from Sweden would have come to me here, I was like, what is this? But I think it's a beautiful place for anyone to go to.
Yeah, I think quite a few, handful of Swedish volunteers are there still.
Yeah.
They have like as a full-time volunteer as Porlangas. They are very open. If you get to know, maybe next time and you,
Yeah, it would be nice.
yes.
I mean, if the possibility was there for me, I would probably like to go there for full-time volunteering for some time.
That's really on
It
the
is because I felt it felt very felt like a homecoming coming there, and there's been an intense longing for me ever since I heard about, like, after I did enter, it's been an intense longing for me to go to the ashram. But due to the nature of me being a single parent and all of these things, I felt like Samyama of all programs was so remote. But I managed to set the external situation around me so that I actually could go. And that was one of the greatest achievements for me on a personal level, to actually be able to go there.
And definitely from where the state that where you were in like
Yeah.
3 years, 4 years before, this is like you would not have believed, right? But if somebody would say that you will be like,
Yeah. So for me, it's been mind blowing.